G'day and welcome to Doesn't Matter. Humans evolved as pursuit predators, endurance predators. We're not the fastest or even the most agile, but in terms of stamina, there literally isn't anything on land anyway on the planet that we can't outrun. Given enough time, a human will catch anything, outrun anything. We're pretty astonishing that way. The only thing that could remotely keep up with us are wolves or dogs, who are also pursuit predators. So when we apply our own nature and our own evolutionary history to our own inner landscape, we probably miss a really salient point. That which is pursued cannot be outrun. We outran everything that we needed to hunt or kill because that's how we evolved. We evolved a set of complementary traits that packaged together in such a way as to allow us to have better stamina than anything on the planet and to overcome it. Bigger brain helped as well, tool using, all that stuff. And so those sets of traits created the kind of predator that we are. So we should know you can't outrun yourself. Nothing can outrun a human. Literally nothing. So why do we think that we can outrun ourselves? Why do we think that we can surge past that which we have already created, quickly 3D print another facsimile, and think that that will do, that will stand, that which we have left behind will not return to plague us? When you think about it, of course it's a delusion. It's probably one of the most common delusions we have. You can't outrun that which pursues you. You can't. It's not going to happen. I know it's trite. It's a trite aphorism that we've heard it forever. You're not going to face that which you fear. I think the reason that we hear it so often, and we've heard it for so long, is because people don't fucking do it. I've certainly been guilty of it myself at times. Don't face that which is deeply uncomfortable. We don't face that which is deeply challenging. Most people don't want to look at their own skid marks, mentally speaking or emotionally speaking. They don't. They want to look at that which is shameful, that which makes them feel less about themselves, especially in this era of, pedestaling self-esteem. But you have to, if you want to have self-esteem and relational, psychological health and relational health that withstands the test of time and the rigors of life, then you have to face those things. You just do. And you don't want to face them because someone told you should. You want to face them because you know the outcome will be integration. What we're running from generally when we don't face things is that which we do not want to integrate back into ourselves. The negative memories, the trauma, the things we're ashamed of, more commonly, things that disgust us about ourselves. Fear, there's a lot of stuff made up about, there's a lot of emphasis given to fear, but disgust, contempt, the things that we feel for each other, we often feel for ourselves as well. And that's deeply uncomfortable. It's deeply uncomfortable to confront that which you find contemptuous within yourself, loathsome, disgusting, undesirable. And yet, those elements exist in everyone. At some point in your life, you will feel contempt for yourself. You will feel disgust even. And to avoid that is to once again ignore those mental skid marks, those emotional skid marks. It's to ignore that which shames you, to ignore that which is deeply uncomfortable, because it doesn't gel with some of the more developed, better settled aspects of your nature. We grow asymmetrically. Parts of us can be very mature, very well developed, while other parts of us can remain infantile. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it actually makes a lot of people I know very charming and interesting. I like to think the same of myself sometimes, though my kids might differ at times. It can also make me very annoying. It can make us troubling to each other as well. Context is a motherfucker, because it's context that determines when being a little immature is charming and when it's not. When our less developed aspects of ourselves are worthwhile additions to our asymmetry as a human being, and when they're crippling us. Facing all of that will allow you to work on the things that are stronger or weaker or more mature or less mature in your nature, and let you explicitly and deliberately cater and grow and curate yourself. I mean, I don't want to be curated by society. There's way too much of that already. We're propagandized on a daily basis. Social media, traditional media, and society just propagandizes us constantly in this highly commercial, curated, market-driven society. So I would rather curate myself according to sound principle rather than market trends and cultural forces, which are generally vapid and puerile. I need to face the things inside me that I don't like, that I'm disturbed by, the responses and so on that I have that I'm not particularly happy with. I need to not make excuses for them. Neither do I need to kick myself to death over them, because I'm just a human being. We're just messy little primates, all right? Just a smarter monkey. So yin yang, too far one way or the other, and we stray into madness. Got to face your demons, because the demons need to be reintegrated back in, made whole. They serve you. The things that make you ashamed are unintegrated memories, unintegrated traumas, unintegrated features of your own self that are useful. There's power in them. There's a power in the recognition of causes of shame. There's a power in realigning your guilt into some useful, better behaviors. There's power in realizing that you lack perhaps conscientiousness or industry in particular areas, and you can address that. You can explicitly address that because you have faced it. Now you can curate it. But you can't change that which you don't want to face. You can't change that which you actively deny. And I see that altogether too much. People actively denying the obvious holes in their own mental and emotional landscapes, and it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy, but we all do it, and the less we can do it, the better off we're going to be on this big mud ball called Earth. Cheers. Us.